Hey everyone, I'm at Chengdu West Railroad Station and I'm on my way to Jiuzhaigou National Park. So Jiuzhaigou is a national park in western Sichuan that is about 2 hours away by high-speed train. And it's a national park that has the most majestic waterfalls, colorful pools, ponds, and it's just this amazing place that people go when people think that's where fairies are. So I'm very excited to go there and show you guys. There's different ways to get there. You can either fly there, or you take a shuttle, or in this case, you could take the high-speed train. And I believe the high-speed train to Jiuzhaigou was something that was recently opened. So we're gonna take a 2-hour ride to Jiuzhaigou. So let's go there right now. All right, so we first gotta go through security and stuff, which is right in here. Alright, we made it through security. It took about 2 minutes, really quick and efficient. So now let's go find our car, or not car, our train. Okay, let's see where we gotta go. Okay, let's go gate 5. So one thing nice about this station is that it's smaller compared to the other ones. So it's a lot easier to just go around. And today is Friday, so everyone's a little hectic and traveling everywhere, just like me. And there it is, gate number 5. And I think they're actually checking tickets and stuff, so everybody's going through already. So let's join the masses. There it is. That's the Chinese characters for it, Jiuzhaigou. It's just mania. Let's get stairs, so I gotta carry our luggage up. It's always good to travel light. You can imagine traveling with a huge check bag. It would just be very painful. How many people there are waiting for the train? think our train is coming. There's our train. All right, let's go find our cart. So in car 1, which should be all the way in the front. We're just gonna wait in line. After that mad rush, it's very spacious in here. There's a lot of space. There's a lot of space in these seats. And they actually put your carry-on up there. Alright, so I think I'm here. So we're gonna put our stuff up there. So that's us. Alright, so this is us. And there's a decent amount of space in these seats. And this is just second class. So this is considered economy, which is really nice. Let's see how much leg space we have. Alright. We get definitely a lot of leg room. And yeah, a lot of space up there. You definitely touch it all. So, very nice. Alright, looks like the train is moving just on time. They don't waste 1 second here. Looks like there are still people settling in. It looks like we're actually starting to make some speed. See that most of the seats are filled. Alright, so we're on this for 2.5 hours. But shouldn't be too bad. The view is really nice out. Alright, so it looks like we made it out of the city center, and now the train is picking up speed. Now take a look on the other side of the train. That is so nice. I don't know if you see it, but there are just mountains and clouds. It's so nice over there. So what I recommend is if you can get a seat on the left side of the train, you get a much better view. And I think we're going around maybe like 200 kms per hour right now. And one of the coolest things about these trains is look how smooth the ride is. That water is not even moving. And look how fast we're going outside. Isn't that crazy? We're going like 200 kilometers per hour, and yet the water is barely moving. That is so cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Public Security Department, we would like to remind you that smoking is prohibited in any section of the train during your entire journey. As smoking will trigger the smoke alarm and lead to emergency stop. It is unsafe for yourself and the public. Thank you for your cooperation and contributing to a secure traveling environment.
All right, it looks like we're almost there. Wow, look at those villages out there. They're so pretty. And look at the sky. It's just so blue here. Alright, we're pulling to the station now. And we're here. So everyone's just getting their stuff. So we're gonna let them all go and then we'll go just to avoid the rush. All right, we're at Jiuzhaigou Railroad Station.
It's about 20 degrees cooler here. So you can see everybody here is just putting on their jackets and stuff. So we're gonna make our way down. Now my voice is a little stuffy now, and the reason for that is because the elevation in Jiuzhaigou is actually much higher than Chengdu. So I think the elevation ranges from 2,000 to 4,000, was it meters or feet? So it's definitely higher than Chengdu. So we're just gonna go exit now. Okay, so I just checked. It's actually 2,000 or 4,000 meters, so it's not feet. If it's feet, then this place would not be that high of elevation. And for those in the US, that is equal to about 6,500 feet to 14,000 feet. So that's the elevation in Jiuzhaigou. So it's definitely higher than a lot of other places. So that's why my head feels a little light right now, and my nose is stuffy. My voice sounds a little strange, but hopefully within a few hours, I'll get used to it. I'm just gonna take the stairs. There's a huge queue for the escalator. That's why you always travel light. All right, there's the exit. So we just gotta scan our passport to get out, and then we're through. All right, we have exited the railroad station. Look how many people there are here. So the one thing to know here is that the railroad station is still 2 hours away from Jiuzhaigou National Park. So we have to book a shuttle bus that was going to take us to Jiuzhaigou. And you could do that on trip.com. So that's what I did. So now we just got to go find our shuttle bus and take a 2-hour shuttle bus there. And I think the price that I paid was only around $7 US. So really not too bad. Now, if you can't book a shuttle bus, there's a lot of people here that would help you with taxis and stuff, and don't think the price is too bad, but I definitely recommend you book a bus through trip.com just to be more safe. So this is the railroad station. And these are all the people who just came off our train. Now we're just gonna go up the stairs because we don't want to queue up for the line. And then we're gonna find our shuttle bus. Let me just show you this. This view of the station is actually quite nice. Look at that. So I believe our bus is in this right parking lot. So when you book it from trip.com, you get an email from the driver, and he tells you where to go along with the license plate. So it's so helpful. Love trip.com. It makes traveling in Asia, and specifically in China, so much easier. Let's go find our bus. It's definitely a little hectic, especially as a first-time traveler, and especially if you're solo traveling. There's just so much going on. All right, this is our bus. Just gonna put our stuff in here first.
等一下，那边回来。
哦，嘿，你好，我这是
一位的嘛？
一位的。
好。
我上次要买票了。
等一下吧，2位嘛。
Okay, let's go. See, there's another shuttle bus right next to us. Looks like we're moving. Alright, so we're on our way, and the driver just told us we're going to be going through a bunch of mountains, and for us to not go to sleep because we need to get used to the elevation here. So this should be a pretty scenic bus ride.
办工作一定要做好，千万不能感冒啊！因为这边早晚温差大，太阳下面20几度。 一到太阳落的话，就是几度到10度左右哈，千万不能感冒，感冒就引起那个肺水肿啊。
He told us that we should not get a cold here, so be very careful. Make sure to wear layers and stuff because when the sun goes down, it gets to around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius.
喝进去以后，今天晚上要休息好，明天才有精神玩九寨沟。九寨沟全长98公里，坐车加徒步。如果确实这种有胸闷的话，过去就有氧气哈，带点氧气瓶。还有就是带小孩的，千万不能教小孩高原反应啊，因为他还在发育期。如果有高原反应的话，增加他的一个大脑哈，不好。
think the view on the right side of the bus is actually a little better. You can actually see the mountain ranges and stuff. So I guess that's another tip for next time traveling. Make sure you sit on the right side of the bus when you're going from the railroad station to Jiuzhaigou. But this is still very nice too. Oh, look at that. There's like a little temple over there. Wow.
西迁噶米寺，我们这边最有钱的就是寺庙哈。那个屋顶是镀金哈，不要想着来晚上来刮一点哈，这个是没办法。
So this is a nice temple here. Look at that.
就到服务区了哈，去上个厕所。高原千万不能憋哈。
Alright, so it looks like we're gonna do a pit stop first, use the restroom, and then we're gonna go climb up the mountain after. Alright, looks like we're back on the road. And now it's pitch black. Alright, so we're starting to climb higher and higher. I can definitely feel the elevation getting higher. Now I know it's a little too dark to see, but we're just climbing against the mountainside, and it's kind of scary driving this fast in the dark. But my ears are starting to pop, and hopefully I'll be fine for tomorrow. Alright, so I think it's just like this for the next hour, so I'm gonna go take a quick nap, and I'll see you all when we're almost there. Alright, it looks like I woke up and we just got there. Alright, so the hotel is actually located, the hotel that I booked from trip.com is located in an area called Pinfinchun. So it's, I would say it's very close to the national park. So it's a very good area. And one thing I didn't know about the bus is that there's actually multiple stops. So when you book your hotel, you have to know which stop to get off at. And it's quite confusing if you don't know Mandarin. So what I recommend is just book a hotel that is as close to the national park as possible, and then just get off at the last stop. So I think this area is called Moonlight Bay, and it's a super popular area, and there's lots of hotels and shops and food. At least that's what I heard. So let's go check it out. Alright, so I see a lot of stuff in here. Alright, so I found a hotel on Apple Maps, and it looks like we walked past it, so we're gonna walk back and find that hotel. Now, one really nice thing about Apple Maps is that it actually works in China, and I believe they partner with China's Gazi tool, which is a map, and it only works in China. So Apple Maps for China only works when you're physically in China. All right, after a bit of walking around and getting lost, I think I found a hotel, and it's tucked away in this little corner over here. Okay, I think it's this one here. This one right here.